Hello, and what is up, guys? My name is Jager-M from ScreenCasterz. Finally doing part 2 of my Q&A for my 1,000 subscribers special. So without further ado, let's get started. Emil Dokal asks, can I duel you on DN this weekend? My computer is broken at the moment. I am borrowing a friend's for this recording thing, so I do apologize for that. I'm not able to. Most of the time, however, I do play on YGO Pro as well as Dev Pro. But I did play a lot on DN when I was like starting back up again. It was really fun, really easy. So when I do get it fixed, I'll hit you up on that sometime soon. Don't worry about it. I gotcha. Jager-M won't let you down. Even though I kind of did. Anyway, Rock the House 1 asks, what's your favorite card of all time? I love most of the older artwork cards, like BLS, the original art for Red Eyes, Blue Eyes, as well as Dark Magician will always be my favorites, because those cards get all kinds of tons of alternate artworks. But of all time, my favorite card, not just the artwork, probably Dante. I really do love Dante, Traveler to Burning Abyss. I did a video about how much I love the card. But yeah, it's a really good card. Gets your mills. It's pretty good. I like that card. Very splashable. So, Call Me Nevermore asks, number 1, which 5 decks, builds, or archetypes do you find yourself playing the most? 5? Well, I guess it's the decks I'm playing right now, which are, Chaos Dragons, Plant Princess, uh, what is it? Oh yeah, Fire Kings, Cyber Dragons, and Zombies, actually. I play a lot of Zombies. Those aren't all the decks I play, but those ones I always find myself innovating the most. Oh, and Heroes, but it's like 6. So it's Chaos Dragons, Fire Kings, Heroes, Cyber Dragons. Did I miss one? Plant Princess, and Zombies, yeah. That's 6. But so I'll give you one more than you asked for. But yeah, I always find myself playing those the most. They're like the most fun to play. What I found out most about myself is I like playing decks that have a lot of different ways to play it. More innovation, things like that. I really do like that in a deck. Number 2, do you think the Dragon Rulers would be fine at 1? What's your opinion on Light and Dark attribute ruler prints? I love Dragon Rulers. This is one of my favorite decks. Ben over there, he likes making fun of my Dragon Rulers. It's because he knows what happened. He loves my Dragon Rulers. He doesn't like to admit it. But yeah, Dragon Rulers are fine at 1. I'm pretty sure if they do come back at 1, they wouldn't really affect the format too much. Which really pains me to say, being a Dragon Ruler player, because they're really powerful, but it's kind of like a power creep thing. Lithium did do a video on it, like full power Dragon Rulers versus full power Performages and battles, and it was not a lovely sight. It was actually pretty damn close, believe it or not. But yeah, it was really cool. But the Dragon Rulers at 1 isn't a problem. It never was a problem. It was Dark Matter that was the problem. No one can tell me otherwise. But since the rules got banned, allowed a lot of other cards to come back off the ban list, which is nice. But even now, I think if they came back to 1 right now with this current ban list, I would see nothing wrong with them. Nobody will play them. No one's going to drop Cosmos, Magispectors, and things of the sort just to play Dragon Rulers again, you know? Konami ain't going to let us have that anyway. As for the Light and Dark Dragon Rulers, um, probably not. I'm glad those don't exist, because I was thinking about this for a while ago, and it was mainly because of the discard effects they would have. Because Light revolve a lot of banishing stuff, so the Light one would probably discard this card and a Light monster from your hand to banish one card on the field. The Dark one, I don't know, bounce a card to the hand, I guess. Because the discard effects are pretty damn good. But yeah, there's so many Light and Dark decks that would abuse them. Not many of them would be level 7s. But it's pretty good, especially to be at 3 at the time when they would come out. So yeah, I can understand why they aren't made, because Chaos, which is Light and Dark, already have enough support as it is. How many real-life tournaments have you entered? What was your experience like? I entered 1 tournament, and it was fucking awful. I was playing Ben's Volcanic deck for the first time ever. Keyword ever, in my first ever tournament ever, and it was the worst experience ever. It was awful. I lost every single round. I just didn't like the deck. I'm sorry. It's so slow. That's why I can't play slow decks, because I'm awful at it. I can think through a deck, but if I had to set 5 back rows, summon... The only play I did all day was I scatter shotted a dude's field, and then I just summoned Steel Swarm Roach. That was it. Like, Roach was the MVP of that deck, and I felt so bad about it. Damn it, Ben. What was it? But yeah, if you go into any other tournaments, I recommend playing a deck that you have played yourself already, that you are very familiar with, and you'll probably do a lot better than I did. 4. Will you build a GOAT format deck? If I ever do build a GOAT format deck, I probably will just take one of Tyler's. He has so freaking many GOAT decks. I'll just buy one off him. Yeah. Um, it's really fun. I played GOAT format with him before in a few videos. It was pretty cool. There's a lot more strategy to it, believe it or not. It's really fun actually, and it always feels good delinquent doing a person. And creature swap, man, he gets so mad when I creature swap him. Take that gate, take that goat token, you bitch. Anyway, 5. This last one from Call Me Nevermore. Is this TCG your most expensive hobby? At the moment, yes. I used to play a lot of games. I don't do as much anymore. But yeah, TCG is pretty expensive, definitely. Yu-Gi-Oh! Is definitely not for the faint of heart, and the lowest of wallets. Yato the Delivery God asks, what deck would you like to see get more support? Charmers. I love Charmers. The Familiar Possessed, the Familiars, and the little Charmers themselves. I love that deck. It's so fun. Like, one time I took Ben's Big Eye with Dark Charmer, and he was so mad about it because I had Unpossessed up. It was so good. Then I took we were doing a multi-way duel. So I had Unpossessed up, and I put a face down Dark Charmer. And the Unpossessed, one of the main things is the baby Charmers, like the low level 3 ones, cannot be destroyed by battle with this card's face up. So he attacked into it, and it's a flip effect. All the little Charmers have a flip effect of, if they're flip face up, take control of one monster on the field with the same attribute of it. So yeah, he attacked it. I took his Big Eye, or I flipped on my own. Either way, I took his Big Eye. Yeah, it was on my turn. I flipped this card up, took his Big Eye, detached from the Big Eye, stole another dude's Vampire Vamp, and then I think I OTK'd that dude with that. A Big Eye couldn't attack, but I think I rank 4'd out and beat him. Yeah, and then I eventually won the duel. It was really nice. Yeah, Charmers is a really fun deck. The main power play of the deck, though, right now is Secret Village of the Spellcasters, which is really sad. That card's really hard to get. But it makes it more of a stun deck, and I want more support that adds to consistency, because the deck has no draw power, has no theme spells or traps. All it has is the continuous trap card, which is really good for archetype. I love that card. And so many monsters. They have all the monsters they need. What they really need is more spell and trap things. That'd be really nice. You know, a draw power card, or just a boss monster, you know, something to go into, a rank 4 or something. But yeah, I really do love the Charmers. That deck definitely deserves so much support, it's not even funny. Yeah. Dark Phoenix Blood, aka Ben, asks, Dragon Rulers? Yes, Dragon Rulers. I love that deck. He gives me so much hate for playing Dragon Rulers, and I can understand. However, I think it stems from that one time, like, he was playtesting my Dragon Ruler, just playing against some dude at the college. And then I asked him, and then he said to me, this deck is broke. This deck is stupid. I don't like this deck. I said, oh, Ben, why? It's so fun, right? It's just like Sylvan's, very combo based and heavy, very powerful and combo based oriented. And then he said, well, at least in Sylvan's, I don't draw 6 cards in one turn. He was so butthurt about it. Because, you know, cards of consonants trade in and that stuff. When you banish them, you get another card. It's really cool. Yeah, he was kind of upset about that. The deck is really powerful. I played Mythic Rulers when they're at 1, and that deck was a boss. And I think that's where most of his hate comes from. And the fact that they raped several formats. When they were at 3. Sorry, Ben. I love my Dragon Rulers. I know your opinion differs, but I'm sorry. Agree to disagree. Yugi Moto asks, what is your favorite anime? What is your favorite Yu-Gi-Oh! Arc and character? For the anime, I'll say that one for last in this question, but what is your favorite Yu-Gi-Oh! Arc? I'm assuming he means series, but I'm also going to do the arc, because my favorite arc of all time was in the original show, Battle City. Because one of the first cards I actually got that I didn't buy myself were the God cards. It was from the Game Boy promos. Like, we were at a store in Cali, California, and there were 3 God cards, and I got all 3 of them, and they're like $30 a pop. And my dad was like, "Damn!" But yeah, it was really cool. I really have a lot of kinship towards the God cards, and that was the kind of the arc where they debuted. That's my favorite of the big series, like Arc V, Zexal, 5Ds, GX, and original. I don't know. I like the original the most. I can deal with Zexal a little bit. Arc V I haven't watched too much. GX is by far the most fun to watch. I just don't like the story at all. But GX is the most fun to watch. In terms of story, the original is the best for me. Honestly, I don't like 5Ds as much. I get it's more adult oriented or teenager oriented. I'm just not really a fan of it. You know, it's really fun to watch, and the CGI is really nice when the monsters come out. I just can't get over car games on motorcycles. You know, but there's that. As for my favorite character, Zane. I love Zane. Zane is like one of my is my favorite character in all of Yu-Gi-Oh. He plays Cyber Dragons. How can I say no? And his dark brooding character has always been really cool, and I like that. He's like the Kaiba of the show, really, because you know Chaz sucks. As for my favorite anime, that is a very tough one. I watch so many animes. Most of the time, though, I watch slice of life anime. I mean, yeah, I watch Dragon Ball Z, Naruto, blah 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 blah, One Piece, Bleach, and things of the sort. But I love those, and that's where I get most of my fighting stuff from. Like when I watch someone get punched in the face, I watch anime. But the animes I've been watching a lot lately, what is it? Toradora is my favorite anime of all time. I would say Two How, but it's not really an anime. It's more of a game that turned into manga and stuff like that. But they don't have an official anime. But there's some people called the Two How Project. They have a blog spot and they have a lot of videos on YouTube, and it looks amazing. Like all the characters are fleshed out in Two How. All of them. There's no real side characters. Everybody has their own thing to do. It's a really fun atmosphere. I really do like Two How, but it's not actually an actual anime. It's kind of like a fan made thing with the anime that she is out now. All three of them. What is it? There's Memories of Phantasm, The Explosion of Pachali, and A Summer Day's Dream. Those are my the three good ones. But I like Phantasm the most, then Summer Day's Dream, and Pachali at the bottom. But yeah, Two Hours really good. But my favorite anime of all time is got to be Toradora. I love that show. It has the best story and the most character design things I really like. They go in depth with the characters. Everybody has a backstory, and I like that. It's slice of life, but if you haven't watched it, I highly recommend watching Toradora. It's awesome. Other animes I've been watching was Edotama, Wanna Be the Strongest in the World, The Familiar of Zero, Lucky Star. I watched Lucky Star. That's really good. And Monster Musume. But yeah. Oh, and Squid Girl. I love Squid Girl. Most of my thumbnails on my Facebook page are of those. But I've been rambling for a little bit too long. Let's go to another question. Bionic Janitor. You play Light Sword and Friend. I thought it was Janitor, but it's Janitor. What future deck will you play in the future? In terms of newer decks that are coming out, the BLS deck, I've been trying out a few builds of that. I really do like the BLS support, actually. There's so much freaking support, though. Yeah, and you don't have to play all of it, but you kind of have to, in a way. Because there's a lot. You gotta play the Karibos, gotta play the Gaias, gotta play the Baby Soldiers. You gotta play, the Field Spell. I like the Field Spell. The Field Spell is really nice. You know, things like that. If we give us so much things to work with, and I do like that. That's a really good thing. They basically gave us so much legacy support for BLS, but it's so quirky, you know? It's hard to explain, but I'm gonna play BLS in the future once I get all the cards. Yeah, and Pendulum Magicians. I have been working on that, but I sold my Avions and my Luster Pendulum, so I don't know about that. As for older decks I'm gonna play in the future, Gigavice. I'm gonna play with Gigavice. That deck is really, really fun. If you have not played with Gigavice, I highly recommend it. It's kind of like a synchro version of my Plant Princess deck. Because with Plant Princess, a lot of people go down the synchro route. I stay with the XYZ route. It's more consistent. But Gigavice is all about the synchros. And it's really powerful, believe it or not. I like it. And I like Power Tool Dragon. NRay26 asks, what's the most disrespectful play? Cowboy for game, but not using the effective cowboy. Basically, you summon cowboy in attack mode, detach, and just attack. Just attack him directly. It's like, yeah, I could have ended you sooner, but I wanted to taste your blood on my fist before I end this. You're not worth the 800 burn. It's really great. Yeah, there's that. Oh, and top decking Exodia, because like in the original show, Yugi's like, oh, cool. Get wrecked, Kaiba. Mind Crush. Ballistic King 5 asks, what was your very first Yu-Gi-Oh card and structure deck? My very first card that I got myself was the Dark Magician, the original Dark Magician. Because I remember I got the first starter deck I got was the Yugi starter deck. And I remember, like, on the road home, I was crying to my mom, like, I want blue eyes. And that's kind of where my love from dragons stemmed from. I love Kaiba. He's one of my favorite characters. Zane's still up there. Very first Yu-Gi-Oh card would have to be the blue eyes, you know. I don't really buy singles often. But if it was a singles, I guess, the Dark Charmer, Familiar Possessed Dark. First structure deck, I got 3 of them, like when I got back into Yu-Gi-Oh! The structure deck. It was the Machine Madness. It had the Cyber Dragon Revolution, Machina Mayhem, and the Ancient Gear Revolt. Ancient Revolt, something like that. It was a 3-part machine. That's where it was the first time I actually built a deck that was good, you know, Cyber Dragons. It was your very first custom-made deck. Um, Not many. I had a rank 4 slash rank up spam deck a long time ago. I think I deleted the video, but it was really cool. It revolved around using Goblinberg, Heroic Challenger Extra Sword, 10 Goldfish, Kage to Kage, Dragodia, the Wind Up Engine with 1 Magician, 3 Sharks. It was pretty cool. I liked it. But the one I'm trying out now is Ancient Gear Galaxy, something like that. Rank 8 Ancient Gear Galaxies. Basically, you have Gear Town, some Goblinberg, what was it? Goblinberg into Galaxy Wizard, make Galaxy Wizard level 8, special summon the Mythic Water Dragon, or something like that. You can use Galaxy Queen's Light, which is also searchable with Wizard. Make them all 8. You can make Felgrand. A lot of cool things like that. And you can also make Scrap Dragon with Goblinberg and Vylon Prism. Make sure your opponent has a card on the field. Set your Gear Town, because if you activate Gear Town, they could MST it. And if Gear Town gets MST'd on activation, you don't get the search. So you set it. It doesn't matter. If the MST after it's set, you still get the effect of search, which is really nice. Yeah, so you set it in the field spell zone. Make Scrap Dragon, pop it, and pop one of their cards. Both of them go to grave. Gear Town's effect's going to kick off, special summoning Ancient Gear Gajiltron. I wish you can special summon Gear Golem, but Ancient Gear Golem can only be summoned, can't be special summoned. So yeah, you bring him out, and since he's also Earth, you can make a Mythic Water Dragon. So basically, you can make a lot of 3 material rank 8s incredibly easy with the deck, and it's very combo oriented. The problem I had with it is that your hand is emptied the entire time. So if you're playing Infernities with it, why not? But yeah, that's the custom deck I'm making now, and I guess that counts, right? Rambling for a little bit too long. Accelerator 1 asks, why and when did you start playing Yu-Gi-Oh? I started Yu-Gi-Oh when it first started. I got the Yu-Gi starter deck and the Kaiba starter decks. Why did I start? The TV show. A lot of us older players, the main way we got into the game was through the TV show. Because the TV show was so cool as a kid. I still get nostalgia watching it. You know, Kaiba just talking shit to Yugi the entire time. Pegasus, you know, you always get a weird vibe from Pegasus. You know he's into little boys. Ooh! You just have that vibe off Pegasus, but he's a badass villain. It's really cool. It's nostalgia, basically. That's why I started, and that's why I still play. Oh, number 2, why are you still playing Yu-Gi-Oh? Nostalgia. And it's really fun, really. Believe it or not, I'm one of the few people who actually still have fun playing the game. Mainly because I play casual. Play casual, you have fun. If you play competitive, you don't really. In my opinion. Number 3, when did you have the most fun in Yu-Gi-Oh? I'm ahead of myself. When Dragon Rulers are at 1, and when, what was it? 3 times, actually, I had the most fun. It was when Evolve Chain was legal, and I had my zombies, and it was the rank 4 with Summon Monk Greffer. You can make double Beals first turn, which is really cool, and that's not smart, but it's good. And make Dragos Saitos, one of my favorite synchros of all time. The second time was with Dragon Rulers when they were at 1. I loved it. My Mythic Rulers was one of my favorite decks. And the third time was when Construct was legal, and I had my Chaos Dragon Shadals. That deck was super fun. Yeah. XX Multiverse Gaming XX asks, could you maybe do an unlimited or traditional build of your Chaos Dragons? Yeah, I can do that one day. Haven't played too much traditional, but in unlimited, if you want to get an idea of what you'd play, Dimension Fusion, you don't even need Future Fusion. Like, mainly all you need is Dimension Fusion. If you get that card, you win games. Because, like, say you're doing the Shadal build. Shadal Fusion, send Squamata and Wyvern. Bring it out. Bring out Construct. Banish both for BLS. Wyvern's gonna add, what's his name? Red MD. Dimension Fusion. Special summon Squamata and Wyvern. Banish the Wyvern for Red MD. Red MD brings out Light Pulsar. Things like that. That's an OTK and then some. And all the advantage you get from Construct and all that other good stuff. It's so fun. Dimension Fusion's all you need to make Chaos Dragons Tier 1. That deck is a boss. Because if you don't know, Chaos Dragons can spam more monsters than most Pendulum decks can. It's really insane. What I typically do is Black Rose the field and then go for game. So there's that. But yeah, I haven't played much traditional, but if you do want to play Unlimited Chaos Dragons, the first card you want to look to is Dimension Fusion, then Return, because Return's a bit slower, but it's half your life points. Dimension's just 2,000. Dimension Fusion, Return from a different dimension, Final Fusion, what was it? Future Fusion, and what was it? Future Fusion with five-headed dragon, your extra deck, and oh yeah, Chaos Emperor. Once we get Chaos Emperor, that's gonna be good. Chaos Emperor without errata. That's gonna be fun. Shikamaya P. Dot asks, what deck are you gonna play this format? What deck am I gonna play? Competitively, none. I don't play competitive, but what decks I am gonna be playing? Chaos Dragons, Heroes. Heroes still my main because that's the strongest matchup across the board. Yeah, we lost some Rotos, but we have ways around that. Yeah, basically Plant Princess, Chaos Dragons, and Heroes. Cypher asks, what card is the strongest in your opinion? This is a very biased question for a very biased answer. If we're not counting the ban list, of all the ban cards, the most powerful to me, uh, I still say Chaos Emperor. Chaos Emperor he steals everything. He's like JD on crack, because JD himself is already powerful, nukes the entire board and he stays. Chaos Emperor takes himself with you, but he also leaves you open to Yada Lock. So that's gonna be pretty cool. You send your entire hand. The hand is sacred in Yu-Gi-Oh! Every player knows that. If you mess with somebody's hand in Yu-Gi-Oh, you get, first off, if somebody's messing with your hand in Yu-Gi-Oh, you get just a bad feeling. It's like, ugh, he dragged down me twice. Next turn, double Mind Crush. Fuck, the hand is sacred in Yu-Gi-Oh, and once you start fucking with somebody's hand, it gets really quick. Like, you get so much advantage from that, and the hand is usually their resources for getting back at you the next turn. So if you know what's in there, and better yet, it's all gone to the grave, and they take burn damage, it's a bad feeling. Chaos Emperor steals games by himself, if that's for the ban thing. For right now, that is legal. The most strongest card in the format, well, right now, that's a pretty hard one, actually. I honestly, it's not a monster. I say Vanity's Emptiness, believe it or not. Even though it's at 1, if you have a stable board, if you have a strong board, and you have Vanities up, and it's the first turn, your opponent hasn't done anything, you kind of have game. Like, Vanities locks your opponent down. Any card that locks your opponent down that much where they have to rely on normal summons to get away from you, and yeah, you can MST it, but yeah, the same way you could affect Veiler or Chaos Emperor. Just because you have a way to stop a card does not mean it's not any less powerful than it already is. So there's that. Montez Howlett asks, 1. How long did you think Yu-Gi-Oh! Will last? I thought it would end pretty soon, but it'll last as long as the show exists. The show is how you get the newer players, and the game revolves around newer players, new product, and the ban list. And if any of those leave, yeah, it's probably gonna be the end of Yu-Gi-Oh! When they stop making sets, or when the TV show finally does die, that's when you're gonna see Yu-Gi-Oh! In a big decline. It'll probably still be around. The ban list, I hope, stays around, but once one of those goes away, the game kind of crumbles. That's what separates Yu-Gi-Oh! From most card games. It has a constant output of new things introduced, and new things coming into the formats, and new things changing within the format, and new players. 2, what's your favorite deck ever? Ever? That's a really hard one. It's not Dragon Rulers. It's not Chaos. Honestly, Cyber Dragons. It's my first deck ever. It's probably one of my favorites, actually. It is my favorite, actually, now I'm thinking about it. I have a lot of, sentimentality with the Cyber Dragons. It's my first deck I actually built and knew how to build it. Yeah, and Lightsworn. Lightsworn is really fun. No two duels with Lightsworn are ever the same, and that's why I like it. So it's a tie between Lightsworn and Cyber Dragons. Number 3, Dark Magician or Blue Eyes? Blue Eyes, son. Always go for the dragons. I love it. Kaiba over Yugi all the way. AM Legacy asks, what's your favorite deck to play? And the Walking Dead fan 233 also asks, what's your favorite deck to play? Only 2 birds with 1 stone. Well, to play with. Well, favorite deck to play? Honestly, Lightsworn. Lightsworn's really fun, because no two duels are the same. You can mill things, you can spam things. Neither player knows what's going to happen, that's the best part. The mirror match with Dragon Rulers and the mirror match with Lightsworn are very fun. The Dragon Ruler is the more skillful, and the Lightsworn is the more sacky. So yeah, both these questions. Favorite deck to duel with is Lightsworn. Favorite deck to duel against will be Lightsworn. but favorite light scoring dragon rulers, but not mix them together. Like both of those answers are light scoring dragon rulers, but not mixed together. Because I played both. It's not as consistent as I'd like, but you know, most of those mirror matches are really fun. L Blue asks, do you think Stratos will come back into the TCG? Not anytime soon. I feel like when Stratos does come back to us, eventually he will. Every card does get taken off the ban list one way or another with errata, or it's just not powerful anymore. Well, there's no more ways to stop it. Anyway. I was about to say, if that was the case, why ain't Cyberstein back? But anyway, Stratos will come back when Konami wants him to come back. The only way Stratos will come back is if they need to push something huge related to Heroes. And I don't see that happening anytime soon. The most likely chance of Stratos coming back would be the Hero Structure deck that came out. But since he did come back then, yeah, he's not coming back anytime soon. It'll be either surprising or very soon coming. It's not just randomly like, oh, Stratos is back, cool. And believe it or not, Heroes don't really need Stratos. And I did do a video on this, that Stratos should not come back to TCG because they'll make Heroes Tier 1. However, with Rhoda going to 1, they do need more searching, so I can see Stratos coming back. I'm not one of those hero players that like campaign, yeah, free my nigga Stratos, yeah. I don't care either way. Like if Stratos comes back, fine, I'll have another basically Rhoda. If Stratos stays banned, fine, we don't need it. We don't need Stratos to play the game of Yu-Gi-Oh! And Heroes. It'll just be really nice. So yeah, I don't care either way, but it'll be nice if he comes back. But if he stays banned, it's fine. Clayfigure7 asks, if you design your own archetype, what motif / effects / etc. would it have? I did make my own archetype, actually. It's the Deadpool archetype. I did a video. It's one of my very first videos, and I deleted it. But basically, I'll have a link in the description of this video to the Facebook page. The Facebook page is where I had a lot of it, so I'll link that post there. And if you have not liked the Facebook page, like it, and you'll see all my other random shit I post there. But yeah, Deadpool archetype. The funny thing about it is, like, Deadpool is like the main card. It's like, when this card is summoned, add one Deadpool, spell or trap from your deck to your hand. Kind of like Cyber Dragon Core. I kind of based it around the Cyber Dragons a little bit. But the funny part is none of the Deadpool spells or traps I made have Deadpool in its name. So you literally can't search anything. And what's his other effect? If this card is in your graveyard during your standby phase, pay 200 and he comes back. And I gave him one random ass effect. Control, this card cannot switch, so the mirror match is insane. It's so stupid. Monocrista, what was your very first deck in terms of an archetype? Cyber Dragons. Back to what I was saying earlier with the Machine Madness. Cyber Dragons was my first. It was my favorite of the three between Machinas, Ancient Gears, and Cyber Dragons. Still love Cyber Dragon Nova. I don't know how that card's still here. It's so amazing. Golden Trio 3. Are you going to play any of the new Pendulum decks? Probably Pendulum Magicians, if any. That's about it. I can understand why you'd want to play them, because they're like the best decks, like Performages and Pals, Pepe, and things of the sort, Magic Specters. But I like Pendulum Magicians because I like the rank 7s so much. Draco Kalahuea asks, what do you think about the Plant Princess deck in the meta? I'll answer that right now. It's not. It won't stand a chance. And how are you playing it now? I like this guy. This guy called me his guru once in one of my videos. That was so nice. But however, the Plant Princess deck would not last in the meta due not only to the power creep, but also to its own inconsistencies. And to answer your question, how am I playing it now? It's more of a turbo deck. Like, I don't play any traps. I play like 3 traps and decrees, and I gave it so much freaking draw power. It did take a big hit when Rhoda went to 1, because we can't search our Spell Strikers as usual, so I had to cut the Rose Paladin as well, because the only reason I had that card was so you can search out your searcher for the trade-ins to make it always live. So yeah, I made it incredibly fast, and it's a lot different. I'll do an update to it sometime soon, actually. I really do love my Plant Princesses. Rattlehead281 asks, what do you think is the best budget deck this format? Heroes, honestly. Heroes even now have a strong matchup across the board. The Magic Specters will probably be a big hassle to you as a hero player. However, Acid does get rid of the problems. However, the counter trap really sucks for you hero players. And the fact that they can just stop Acid, you know. Like, oh, if they have any monster effect negation, you know, Acid, you know. They'll probably just get rid of Bubble Man before you can make the Acid, really. With, was it Tempest? Or was it? Or Cyclone, something like that. Anyway, Heroes, to answer the question, Heroes, it's very easy to make. All you need is 3 the Structure deck and your standard rank 4 toolbox. Oh, and you have to buy an Acid, that's about it. Amar Vaja asks, can you open Dimension of Chaos or Astral Pack 8? I can open Dimension of Chaos sometimes. Astral Pack 8 you only get in tournaments and stuff, so I don't know, but it's pretty cool. It's likely Dimension of Chaos, though. Bull Pop Shotty asks, do you like the direction Konami is taking the game, aka releasing splashable cards that are really overpowered? Konami's always done that, but they're doing a lot more lately, I've noticed that. I don't like where it's going because it's making it so if you're playing a lower tier deck, like before, if you're in Shadal format, if you're playing Mermails, you could do something. Like, you could at least put up a fight. However, if you're going playing Mermails against, and this is without the Neptibus, believe it. You play Mermails against Forges and Pals, you can get your shit stomped in, because they have Rafflesia, they have Cyber Dragon Infinity, in those CGs you have Shockmaster, but they have so many things they could throw at you, and the consistency is just out of control in Forges and Pals. But yeah. Basically, it's making it so the lower tier decks can't even compete whatsoever now. So, it's pretty cool. Pretty bad, actually. I don't know why I said that. But yeah, I don't like where it's going, but I respect it because it is their card game. The power creep level has increased significantly over the past few years, ever since Duelist Alliance. But, one day. Hopefully one day it'll go back to normal. If not, I'll just stay casual. Because in casual, we don't see too much of that, so, that's where I stay. Tate Parsons asks, do you think Konami will ever invest in creating hologram duel discs and/or a way to duel people across the world? I think you mean dueling people IRL in real world, as in you have your own cards, you play against their own cards. That kind of defeats the purpose, because it's mainly a game you play with each other. But if you do want to play against other people in the world, you can try YGO Pro or Dev Pro, or even Duel DN. DN, you don't have to download anything, you just need a computer, just play it online. However, YGO Pro and Dev Pro, you have to download something, but there's no actual cheating in there, really. It's very automated and it's really fun. I prefer YGO Pro and Dev Pro because DN kind of sucks because, one, the admins take too long, two, people cheat a lot, and three, I don't like waiting for my opponent, So there's that. However, will Konami ever invest in creating dual discs? They already did make dual discs, not the hologram ones, just the regular dual discs. The hologram, I don't know. Pokemon's doing it, so you never know. Yu-Gi-Oh! Might go down that route as well. 2. What do you think is the best competitive budget deck right now? Heroes. Just get through your structure deck, get an Acid, and get the Ring 4 toolbox, and you'll be set to go. Good matchup across the board. Watch out for Magic Specters. They'll kick your ass. 3. Do you think that D-Mock with his new errata is worth running in an Infernoid deck? The problem with Magician of Black Chaos now, Dark Magician of Chaos right now is because his effect is during end phase, I think. That's the base of the errata. He only gets one of his effects is during end phase, where previously he had all 3 effects and he activate whenever you wanted, as much as you want. The problem with him is if you're going to use him, yeah, he's slower now. The problem with it is how many good spells you run in an Infernoid deck. I know Reasoning's really big, Galaxy Cyclone's big. Basically, if you want to use him and you're reasoning him out, you can get back your reasoning, but it's kind of counterproductive because he's kind of just giving you a strong body on board. And Infernoids don't really have a problem doing that. I played a little bit of Infernoids myself. So I guess it really depends on how good spells you have in the deck and how much you want to recycle them. Because it's not really about him being a strong monster. You have already enough strong monsters in the deck. So it's up to you on that. But is he worth running? I would think not, but it's definitely worth trying out to see if it works for you. I could be wrong. Prime, last question of the day. Hey man, I really want to see your take on a pure Lightsworn deck. I have played pure Lightsworn. I played all variants of Lightsworn. Alright, let's get into it. Lightsworn is really easy to make. I can make one right off the top of my head right now. Let's do it. You need 3 the Holy Quadrility. It's like Trinity, but there's 4 of them. You need 4 JDs, 4 Raidens, 4 Luminas, and 4 Lilas. That's for the basic 4-ubs. Well, 3-ubs. 4 3-ubs. There we go. What is it? Garroth you need 1 of. Jane is a 1 of. Aaron's a 1 of. You can try Celestia. I never really liked it. Raikou. A lot of people like 2 Raikou. I like 1. Those are your basic names. I wouldn't recommend Arceus or Shire. Those aren't really good right now. They aren't really good at all. Minerva, you can try 1 or 2. Wolf, I always liked it 1. And we're not talking about the YCS prize card. You can try it if you have it. Definitely try it if you have it. It's kind of her deck. But, what works for you, works for you. I wouldn't recommend breaking the bank to get it, though. Because Lightsworn is traditionally a very budget deck. Just get 3 to structure deck and you're set. Um, that's it for monsters. You can also try Dawn Knight. I really do like Dawn Knight. It's kind of like puts on top of your deck, reuse it, things like that. You need your double ominous. If you're trying to more pure light sworn build, you rely more on the light monsters. So Rainbow Karibo needs 3 of those, 2 or 3. If you're going more dark side, like Chaosy, you can try Necro Gardenas. Anything I'm missing here? You can try an Eclipse Wyvern, I guess, if you have run some of the baby dragons. I wouldn't. Also, I tried teching in a Light Ray Diabolos because JD you need 4 names of four light sworns with different names to summon it. However, Diablos you need 5 lights with different names. So basically, if you can summon JD, you can summon Light Ray Diabolos, and it's pretty good. So there's that. On for spells, 3 solar recharge, and you need as many charged light brigade as the ban list lets you. Right now it's a 2. You can try Galaxy Cyclone as more back row hate. If you're willing to shell, $40 each. And you do need the basic one-ofs, Regeki, Soul Charge, and Foolish Burial. You want more monsters than anything else. Bear that in mind. And usually, if you follow this formula, you have like 2 or 3 spaces for traps. And the most recommended are either 2 breakthrough skills. You can try Roll Decrees, 2 or 3, it's up to you. Or Needlebug Nest. Needlebug Nest gets you some mills, but it's kind of inconsistent. It's not have a grave effect. You can also try Skill Prisoner. I don't really like the card, but you can try it yourself. Extra deck, any level 6, 7, or 8 synchros and a Leo will set you up. You can try Trishula. I haven't really made Trishula in Light Swords. It's kind of hard because range you don't really have a level 1 tuner. You have Raiden. He's level 4 tuner, but kind of hard to do it because Lumina, Raiden, Minerva's level 3, so you theoretically, if you have Minerva and 2 Luminas, you can do it, but it's not worth it, honestly, for Trishula, There's a lot of ways you can get around that. So that's basically Light Sworns in a nutshell, Pure Light Sworn. You can also try Twilight Light Sworn. I never really liked Twilight, I always stuck with Chaos Light Sworn. There was a Dragon Ruler build, but since they're banned, that's not viable anymore. There's usually 2 ways to go about Light Sworn. Either go more the weird variant build with the Chaos stuff, or go more on the light side. The light side, you can try Christia Sworn. You can try Cephalon Sworn, where you have Cephalon, and then basically fill your graveyard as much as possible with monsters with Curry Bandits, Needlebug Nests, and things of the sort. Bring out Cephalon, bring out Christia from your hand to grave. And Christia will be 4,000, that's your OTK, and you got the JDs and stuff. It's a more gimmicky build, but it's a lot more not really faster, but more of a powerful build. The thing about Light Sworn you have to remember is you have to get your pieces to grow. Once you get your 4 names in graveyard, it does not matter what happens. You can basically JD and spam and win. The problem with Light Sworn people keep trying to do is you already have your grave set up and you keep milling. Once you have your stuff milled, I would not recommend milling anymore because you want to save yourself for the late games. Light Sworns are incredibly powerful mid to late game. However, if you get too much in the late game, you'll mill all your power cards. You mill all 3 of your JDs and stuff. That's why I recommend cards like Monster Reincarnation. I always loved it. You can try Jet Synchron, but Monster Reincar has a little bit more synergy in my opinion. So there's that. You try Plague Spire Zombie. Bulb's really nice for techs. But yeah, that's kind of basically how you build Light Sworn. If you played Light Sworn as long as I have, you understand the basic ratios. Basically all you need to remember is who mills what and how many. Once you get your 4 different names, I recommend 9 names. If you're playing Light Sworn, get 9 different named Light Sworns, things like that, and whatever ratio works for you. And once you get 9, more than likely you'll mill those 4 incredibly early. So 9 is the perfect number for me. Plus, if you get 8 engraved, you summon Minerva, you can search your JD, which is really nice. Stupid, but nice. So yeah, that is it for the Q&A, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I've been talking for a little bit too long. I'll probably have something cool in the background, basically either me playtesting my decks or something. This is a longer video than you're used to. I am apologizing for that. But thank you to each and every one of you guys who subscribe to me and my channel. I made it to 1,000 subscribers. I could not have gotten this far without each and every one of you guys. Thank you so very much. If you have anything else you want to say, comment down below. I'm really open to that. Anything you want to say about what I said, comment down below. Don't forget to like the video, comment the video, and subscribe to the channel to see more epic and amazing videos similar to this one. This is Jager-M, thanking each and every one of you guys, and I'm signing out. See ya!